Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Pageant Mag Philippines live session. So, yours truly, Francois Diaz, your pageant correspondent. And we are live simultaneously on our Facebook page and, of course, on our YouTube channel. All right. So, if you are new to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe and click the bell notification. And also, please do like and follow our Facebook page for more pageant updates. We are also on Instagram and TikTok. So, please do follow us on all our social media platforms. All right. How are you guys? Good evening to you. Once again, good evening to, sorry, good morning, good afternoon, or good day to the other side of the world. Anyways, so if you have any questions later to our guest, all right, so please don't hesitate to drop your questions down below at the comment section. Once again, guys, this episode is being brought to us by Celebrity, a celebration of tea of a lifetime. All right, so we are back, and I believe that you guys are all very excited to meet our guest. So, she is definitely a Miss Universe Philippines 2021 candidate hailing from Marinduque. You know what, guys? She is only 16 years old, and she is the youngest in this year's edition. She is definitely an incoming freshman student at the La Salle University and was already crowned as Miss Teen International Asia and Oceania 2018. So, guys, let me just introduce to you our guest through this intro video that she has submitted at Miss Universe Philippines 2020, at Miss Universe Philippines rather. All right, here you go.
Hi, I am Simone Nadine Bornilla, one of the 100 official delegates of this year's Miss Universe Philippines. I'm an 18-year-old incoming freshman at the De La Salle University, where my course for this coming school year will be medical biology, as I've always dreamt of becoming a doctor. Every year, as a kid, if I wouldn't be busy taking on extracurricular activities such as ballet, musical theater, or choral competitions, I'd be joining pageants, which I found I had such great passion for. I think one thing that definitely makes me unique is that I grew up in a gay family. I was raised by two men, and over the course of my life, looking back, I don't think I would have had it any other way. They're definitely the inspiration in everything I do. With this being said, I offer my performance not only to just them, but also to the people of my stepfather's home province, as well as the LGBTQ plus community, as I am an ally.
All right. Whew. What's happening? What's happening to me? All right, there you go, guys. So, I do apologize for that, no? Pero naglalag siya. But it's not actually meant. Ewan ko kung ano nangyari due to the bad weather, perhaps. Anyways, yes, there you go. We've met our guest for tonight. But of course, Siyempre hindi yan hindi yan kumpleto nang hindi natin siya nakikita live. So, please do help me welcome our guest with a virtual applause, the pride of Marinduque, Simone Nadine Bornilla. Yes,
Hi,
hello
Tita
Nadine.
Francois.
How are
Hi, everyone.
you?
I'm doing really well, Paul. I'm actually a bit relieved. They just released the official list for the top 75 candidates for Miss Universe Philippines, and
Mm-hmm.
luckily I'm a part of it. I'm just really grateful and feeling really blessed right now.
Yes, for that, congratulations, Nadine. So you
Thank you so
definitely
much, Paul.
deserve the top 75 to be part of the top 75. All right. So,
Thank you,
yes, hello,
Tita
Sir Manix.
Francois.
You're welcome. And good evening to you once again. Yes, hello, Sir Manix. Thank you so much for allowing us to make this happen. Anyways, yes, Trisha, good evening to you. Oh, she wants to be a doctor. Yes, she wants to be a doctor because her father is absolutely a doctor as well. All right. So, yes, congratulations. There you go, guys. Guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop your questions down below. But before that, let's get to know more of Simon this time. All right. So, Simon, we you have already mentioned some quite information already. However, we really wanted to know more about you. Okay, what are or just give us some more interesting facts about you that something that we should know.
I think besides being a Miss Universe Philippines candidate
Mm-hmm.
and being a beauty pageant contestant ever since I was 14, I think one
Mm-hmm.
thing that most people don't know about me that I actually mentioned in my introduction video is
Mm-hmm.
that I'm really active. I've participated in musical theater, choral competitions, and ballet as well.
Mm-hmm. So that simply shows that you are already a veteran when it comes to pageantry, right?
I don't think I would consider myself a veteran, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that I could say that I've had enough experience to want to join Miss Universe Philippines at least.
That's good, huh? At least those experiences that you had from the past or yeah, prior to joining Miss Universe can definitely help you, right?
Yes, yes, Pop.
If I may ask then, Simon, can you just mention something very particular or specific that something like specific learning you've had from the previous pageants that you can make use at Miss Universe Philippines?
I think one important lesson that I've actually learned
Mhm,
was from my most previous pageant, which was Miss Teen International.
mhm,
It was held in India. And, at
mhm,
the time, my head was really um, maintained on the competitive side of it.
mhm,
I really forgot to enjoy the entire competition, and at the
mhm,
end of it, I really think that that's what I regret the most. I think that in
mhm,
competing, though it is a once in a lifetime thing to do, you should
mhm.
also enjoy it because again, it
Yes,
is a once in a lifetime thing.
yes, it's a once in a lifetime experience that you can
Yes.
never um, go back after which, right? So definitely you should always enjoy what you are doing, especially in this kind of competition, this kind of opportunity. 'Di ba? Lalo na't Miss Universe yan. Yes, hello, good evening, Monica. And hello, Lorraine Villanueva. Thank you so much for dropping by. Okay, and you just mentioned as well to me at the backstage that you are the youngest in this competition. How would that be? Do you think that it's an advantage to be the youngest, or it's a weakling?
I think that I don't necessarily rely on my age for
Mm-mm,
becoming a disadvantage or an advantage for me in the competition. I
mm-hmm,
think that it all really boils down as to how hard I would work.
mm-mm,
I think that though because I am 18, it is easy to
mm-mm,
undermine my capabilities as a candidate. I think
mm-hmm,
that all I have to do now is to prove them wrong or to prove them right.
Okay, thank you. Definitely no. Age doesn't really tell you how mature are you when it comes to doing things like this. 'Di ba?
Yes
Kasi
po.
kasi marami na tayong mga beauty queens who were very successful at a very young age. Just like to mention our Miss International, Melanie Marquez, she was only 16 or 17 the time she won Miss International. So definitely age doesn't really matter in pageantry, right?
Yes, I think that I
Mm-hmm.
could incorporate, of course, my pageantry experiences with my,
Mm-hmm.
life experiences, and I think that that's really advantageous for me in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Hmm. So someone's already asking in here. So there's definitely something about personal, about your profile as well. You said she wants to be a doctor because her father is a doctor. Why is there a word absolutely vlogger? Oh, you're asking me. You're asking me why is there absolutely a doctor? Yes, because his father is actually a doctor. I'm sorry if I use absolutely ha. Naging expression ko siya. Sorry. anyways, anyways, thank you for that anyway. So I'll keep that in mind. I thought that's for me, huh? Okay. Anyway, so at 18, what basically is your reason for joining Miss Universe Philippines?
I think the number one reason as to why I joined Miss Universe Philippines specifically is because of the removal of the height requirement. I've said this before in other interviews, but I'll keep saying it again because it's something that I'm really proud of. When I was, I think, 16 or 17, we actually went to our pediatric endocrine specialist, and she
Mm-hmm.
informed me that because I inherited my height from my father, I'm gonna stay 5'3" for the rest of my life. And when I heard that, I didn't think that there would be any chances for me of becoming a beauty queen anymore. Because in beauty pageants, there are a lot of beauty standards that you have to meet to qualify as a
Mm-mm.
candidate.
That's
And
right.
so, I really closed my door on that. But then Miss
Mm.
Universe announcing that just really opened it again. And I really
Mm-mm.
had to take the chance. So
Yeah.
I joined.
Wow, why not, 'di ba? And thank you talaga sa mga sa mga changes na nangyayari ngayon sa pageantry, 'di ba? So,
Yes, po.
hi Sir Doc Jumel. Sir daw, Doc Jumel, baka na naman na naman ang attention ko doon. Hello, Doc Jumel. Thank you so much for watching, Doc Jumel. Ayan. So, yun nga pala daddy niya o si Doc Jumel. Ayan. Anyways, parang ayun na. So, definitely, there you go. So, you are about to enter the LaSalle University. So, when are you going to start on your, for the school year rather?
Our classes are actually going to start on October. That's why it
Mm-hmm.
was very advantageous for me to join as of right now because the finals for Miss Universe Philippines is on September 25.
That's
So I could
right.
really focus on preparing for the pageant until then.
And it's very timely talaga, no?
Yes,
Diba? That,
po. The stars
you,
really aligned for me, the timing and everything.
mm Why not, 'di ba? So, let's all pray to that. Let's all pray
Yes.
for that rather. Naku, baka makuha na naman ang attention ko. Naging conscious tuloy ako sa mga terms ko. Naging conscious tuloy ako. Anyways, ganun. On that note, so let's play Have You Ever Had? So, in order for us to get to know you more. Okay? Are
Okay
you
po.
ready?
Yes, I'm very ready.
Naloloka ako, ha? Naloloka ako dun, ha? Anyways, hindi ako makamove on. All right, so for our first have you ever had worn an undersized or oversized pair of shoes?
I don't think I have.
Ay,
I don't
talaga?
think I have. Yes. Every shoe that I got, I want to make sure that it's just my size because of
Mm-hmm.
course I don't want to waste money. I think money is a very important thing kasi.
Oh yeah, absolutely no. Kaya lang kasi there are instances especially kapag mga photo shoots ganyan. 'Di ba yung mga stylist hindi naman always na ano na exact size ang nadadala nila ganyan. Haven't you ever haven't you ever somehow experienced wearing an oversized or undersized brought by a stylist or during the photo shoot ganyan?
Typically po kasi because I work with Tito Patrick Henry Mercano, who
Oo.
actually does Catriona also. So
Oo.
before a shoot, he always asks for my measurements to be sure na what I'm gonna wear is on my size. And for the shoes
Oo.
naman po, I'm the one who brings it. Kaya I can be sure na
Oo.
it would fit.
Mas perfect. Iba rin talaga kapag RK, no?
No naman po.
I just saw the latest MUP Stop 7. Congratulations. Can I have a shout out, Miss Marinduque? Shout
Hi,
out
of course
daw.
po. Hi. Shout out to Jonald Ordinario. Thank you so much.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Jonald and Floreza
Alfonso.
Alfante. Ayan. Thank you
Thank you
so much.
po.
Hi, Cheryl. Thank you as well for dropping by. Anyways, we continue. Have you ever had snacked out from home?
Snacked out po.
Like sneaking out.
Oh, no. I'm too scared of my parents. I'm too scared of my parents to
Mm-mm.
do that. Every time I go out, I have to ask them. Or if not, I have to get my brother to ask them for me.
Monster ba kapag ka nagalit?
Yes, Paul. Very scary. I don't want to disappoint them ever.
Ayan. Have you ever had wished to be a boy?
um, I think in
Mm-hmm.
just very shallow moments lang po. Like for
Mm-mm.
example, I think it's easier po kasi for men,
Oo.
in a sense na, whenever they have to pee, it's just easy to pee anywhere. When for us girls naman, we have to look for a certain area where we can have that privacy. Yeah,
That's
I just
right.
for very shallow reasons, but
Mm-mm.
nevertheless, I'm very proud that I'm a woman.
Perfect. Okay. So there we go. Have you ever had a crush on your teachers back in high school?
I've never had a crush on my teachers, though it was a very common thing in our school.
Oo.
But to me,
Oo.
it was just so weird because I don't know. They're my teacher. I think they're really, though they're not really old. I just think they're
Mm.
old.
Di ba?
So,
There
well,
are some.
a lot of
Oh.
them. Just not. I don't think I've ever crushed on any of them.
Uh-huh. Yes po, she's a pure-blooded Filipina. All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Proudly, yes, po.
Mm-mm. Have you ever had worn your brother's clothes?
Yes, I've worn my brother's clothes, not just
Uh-uh.
especially because they're oversized for me.
Mm-mm.
I remember before I used to have this really boyish face. I used to
Uh-uh.
borrow his caps and his boy shorts, the ones that
Mm-mm.
were just right above the knee, and it was
Oo.
just really comfortable. I think to this day I still have them.
Di ba? Mga rubber shoes, mga ganyan.
The rubber shoes po can't na because I'm a size 6, so it's really too small.
Ayan. How about have you ever sold any of your pre-loved items?
No, I don't think I'm guilty of becoming a really big hoarder. I think that I just can't let go of any of the items that I buy simply because I'm too attached to them. I really give sentimental value to everything.
Yeah,
So yeah.
sentimental.
Yes
But you
po.
can but you cannot yeah, but you also do share with somebody else like hand me down ganyan.
Oh yes, I often share with my tita po actually.
Ay
Yeah, mostly
bongga.
clothes. Mostly clothes. I share them with her.
Mm-mm. Dresses.
Yes.
Bongga. Sana all. Okay, how about have you ever had fallen in love with your best friend?
Never. Never. I don't think I've ever fallen in love with my best friend simply because
Mm-mm.
um I'm straight. I'm straight.
Mm-mm.
So whenever I call a guy my best friend, I
Mm-mm.
don't ever see them in a romantic way. Like it's all
Perfect.
platonic from there. Yes.
All right. So, have you ever had eaten Pinoy street foods or like chicken isaw, something like Betamax, mga ganun?
You know, my
Or the
favorite
likes?
po is kikiam. Yeah, I've eaten.
Ah!
Yes. I've eaten Filipino street food. I love them.
O, di ba?
Though until today, guilty. Although I've been, in the Philippines my entire life, I'm still coming
Mhm.
around eating balot. It's just the sight of seeing the sisiu. It really terrifies me.
Eh di sa na ano ka na lang, sa dark ka na lang ano, ay sa dark daw, sa madilim ka na lang ano, kumain nun para hindi mo siya
Opo.
nakikita.
I just shower it with salt talaga whenever I eat it. Kaya,
Pero masarap ang balot ha.
opo, especially
Hero,
yung
yeah.
sabaw.
Sabaw. Gusto ko yung
Yeah.
sabaw. Yes, Hero Angelo. Thank you so much, Odette. Ayan, bongga yan si Hero na yan. Magpa-admin ka dyan.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much,
Mm.
Hero.
Nadine, have you ever had too much fun at a party?
Being a very disciplined daughter, I don't
Wow,
think,
good girl.
yes.
Mm-mm.
I guess I'm just too scared po kasi of my parents to be, having too much fun in a party. I guess it
Mm-mm.
all depends on how you define too much fun. But if it's the bad type of definition for it, I don't think I ever have. It's because I'm too scared.
Yeah. Jason Joel, greatest competitor in the competition. Wow, diba? Iba rin. Have you ever had tried cutting classes, Nadine?
No. No po. And I'm sure my teachers can back me up on this naman.
Mm-mm.
I've never cut classes. Though my friends talaga, they're really such bad influences. I've never gave in to temptation. No matter how sleepy I am.
Lalo pat ang lapit-lapit ng school mo sa ano ha,
Yes
sa
po. And the teachers in CSA pa, they're in Colegio San Agustin Makati, they're very friendly naman. If they see that you're really sleepy, they think that you really need a break, they're gonna let you
mm.
go to the clinic and just let you nap there for a while.
Ay, bongga.
Yeah.
Sana lahat sa
So enroll na kayo sa CSA.
sana lahat kaya namin ng ano 'no, pang-tuition fee sa CSA.
Oh,
Pang Chris Aquino, 'di ba? Nadine, since you've been joining pageants and all, ganyan, have you ever had fallen asleep with your gown and shoes on?
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep with my gown or shoes on, but
Mm-hmm.
for sure I have with my makeup and actually with my contact lenses, which was a really terrible experience upon waking up. It was really dry and the
Yeah.
contact lens was sticking to the lid of my eye. And it was
Oo.
just really hard to take it off. And I think that that entire morning, my eye was just really red. So
Hala.
yeah.
At saka nakakabulag yan, ha?
Opo, kaya ever since
Mm.
then, I really didn't do it na. Though that time po kasi
Yeah.
I was really tired and I
For sure,
didn't
galit na
think
galit si Doc
that
noon.
much. No, he didn't know. I didn't let him know na.
Now, Doc Jamel, you know. Di ba? Revelation.
Pero too late na kasi super tagal.
But anyway, so thank you so much for those revelations and thank you for playing with us. Now, when we return, guys, we'll definitely know more about the opinions of Nadine on social issues. So please stay tuned, guys, and we'll definitely return after this short break. All right, so we are back.
Though I have to say, I'm really impressed with the prod.
Bakit?
Ang ganda ng commercial. Great.
Thank you. Ayan. Pwede na ba magtanong? Yes, absolutely, Joey. You can definitely drop your questions down below. Thank you so much once again for driving by, Joey. All right, so here we go. Ayan na, naglalabasa na ang tanong. Alam na
I'm
nila kung kailan sila
ready.
magtatanong. Di ba? So here you go. The first question is, who among the other candidates or who among of the candidates ang gusto mo na maka-holding hands sa Miss Universe 20 Miss Universe Philippines last two standing at bakit?
If ever I would imagine myself in that position, I'd want to
Mhm.
imagine myself holding hands with Miss Katrina de Maranan. You know, I have said it
Oh.
several times in a lot of interviews. I actually really
Mhm.
admire Miss Pia Wurtzbach. And I remember hearing from an interview that she said that when she was starting with the pageantry, with her whole pageantry life, she actually
Mhm.
idolized Miss Katrina de Maranan, which I think is a very intimidating fact. And I think that if I ever reach the point where I'd be holding hands with her in the end, I think that that alone would be such a great achievement for me. Thinking that I'm here with with Miss Pia Wurtzbach's idol.
Yes, and do you know that she was only 19 when she won Binibining Pilipinas Tourism?
I'm
Hmm? Are
getting
you
more
aware
scared
of
of
that?
her.
Are you aware of that? She was best in talent in her batch with Janine Tugonon.
You know, I really didn't want to learn more facts about them because I think that information alone was
Mm-hmm.
enough to
Mm-mm.
motivate me to work harder. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, I think that throughout the entire pageant so far, I wanted to focus more on myself because I think that if
Mm-mm.
I were to analyze every girl who was competing, all 74 of us so far, I think
Absolutely.
not only would it be a very tasking thing to do, but it's also gonna
Mm-mm.
be very mentally and emotionally you know difficult.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And this goes to show lang talaga that regardless how old would you be, regardless you would be the youngest in the batch, you can definitely win the crown. You are definitely very, very eligible to win the crown and represent the Philippines at Miss Universe.
Yes,
Diba?
I'm praying for it every day, and of course, I'm really working hard.
Yes. So pray plus hard work will definitely bring you somewhere. Diba?
Yes, po.
Will definitely bring you far. Diba? All right, thank you so much for that, JC. And Hero, may comment si Hero. She is so sweet, medyo mahiyain pa. Ilabas mo yan, bakla. Isa ka sa mga bubulaga, sabi niya. Absolutely. Mhm. Alright, thank you so much, Hero. Kumusta? Mabuti naman po. Dandy Jan Estrera is actually from Cebu, and he is also mentoring Q&A. Hi, Elver. Thank you. This is your first time, Elver, here. Sino sa tingin mo ang biggest threat for the crown?
I think I already answered the question. I still think it's Miss Katrina
It's
de Maranan.
Catherine de Maranan kasi
Yeah,
siya yung
that's why
just a safe
that's why
question
I
with that.
want to be holding hands with her because I think she's my
Mm-mm.
biggest threat in the competition.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. What's a striking quality that sets women apart from men or
I
women apart from men?
I think that a striking quality that sets women apart from men is their ability to be more passionate about things. Of course, men, they're typically doers, and I think that women they analyze things first before acting, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's definitely what sets apart women from men.
Yes. Women are more emotional, EQ, 'di ba?
And very
Where men
sensitive. Not
mm,
naman in a negative tone. I
yes,
mean, they're
yes.
very sensitive.
Mm. Mm. When it comes to emotional kasi, mas mataas yung ano, yung EQ ng mga
EQ.
babae
Yeah.
compared to men na very analytical, rational, mga ganyan sila. 'Di ba?
Yes.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Joey.
Thank you.
Elver. Parang papadagdag si ano. Magpapadagdag si Elver ng tatlo. Ayan.
Wants to hear another candidate's name.
I think we should. Do you think that it's necessary for us to drop names of your competitors? Is it
You
okay
know,
with you? Are you comfortable with that?
yes, I'm very much comfortable with it. It's
Mm-mm.
just I don't want anyone to mistake me for saying that, I'm
Mm-mm.
only focusing on beating Katrina de Maranal.
Yes. Mm-mm.
I'm actually very excited to compete with everyone, thinking that,
Mm-mm.
there were 160 candidates who screened for this, and we were one
Mm-mm.
of the 100 who were
Mm-mm.
accepted. So I think that alone is a very exceptional thing already that I have to, I can't be looking out for only the front runners right now
Mm-mm.
because if we're gonna look back, Miss Rabia Mateo, she wasn't a front runner, yet she
Mm-mm.
won and she represented our country. Okay, I think that
Mm-mm.
anyone would have a chance at winning,
Mm-mm.
and it's not just the front runners,
Absolutely. Front runners are not actually guaranteed as winners.
winners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because most of the time dark horses can definitely slay everything as well.
Mm-hmm.
Diba?
Yes.
Mhm. Even Billy was never a front runner back in her time. Billy Hackinson, yeah,
Yeah.
she.
Though I must say, I really loved her
Mm-mm.
interview. She was really
Yes.
good. Yes.
Mm-mm. But she was not a front runner back then. So, ayun. Supporting you all. Thank you so much, Elver. Supporting you all the way from the land of the rising sun. Oh, Japan, no? Go Nadine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you
so
so
much po.
much
Oh, di
po.
ba? Nakakaabot tayo ng hanggang Japan. Actually, meron tayong Papua New Guinea dito, hindi pa lumalabas. Joke. Ulitin ko lang yung tanong ko kagabi. What was that? What if you are a hermaphrodite?
If I'm not mistaken, an hermaphrodite is a girl with two sexual organs?
Intersex. Sometimes they are
Intersex?
not identified right. They are not identified right away. Sometimes, other the other gender is more dominant than the other. So it could be men, or it could be male, or it could be female.
I
So
think that
hermaphrodite is the traditional term for intersex. So intersex is more modern now, is more common now. Mhm.
I think that then I am a hermaphrodite. I don't think that there would be anything wrong with it. Of course, it's a
Mhm.
very unconventional gender or sexuality,
Mhm.
but I think that regardless, I'd still be proud of who I am.
Mhm.
Regardless, yeah.
And whichever would be is the would ever be dominant on your gender, definitely that will be the one that you will identify as you are, 'di ba?
Yes.
Parang si Lady Gaga. So Lady Gaga's dominant gender is female. Kaya sabi ng lola niya, whenever Lady Gaga is wearing lingeries, that's only the time that she could recognize that it's Lady Gaga. Parang ganun.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Yun na Joey. Thank you so much for that anyway, Joey. Okay na, okay na. Tatanungin natin, Joey. All right. So, what do you think of transgender or trans women joining Miss Universe? What's your thought?
I think that though I don't necessarily have a say in this, of course,
Mm-mm,
because I'm merely a candidate, I'm all
mm-mm,
for it,
mm-mm,
especially considering that, Miss Universe Philippines is actually moving towards a more inclusive approach right now,
mm-mm,
considering that, I'm 18 years old and I'm 5'3", yet I
mm-mm,
qualified as a candidate. I think
mm-mm,
that every pageant naman, it's a
mm-mm,
really good move to go with the more inclusive approach.
mm-mm. Yeah, there's no problem with that for as long as legal matters as well. Go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so as long as they could provide legal documents that can definitely support
of course, because the
their
organization is gonna need that.
oo. And unfortunately kasi sa Philippines, the reason why we cannot or the reason perhaps that the Philippines cannot accept as of yet because in the Philippines, we have no change of gender yet, or we have no law that we can change our gender. So it's really impossible as of yet.
They really
Uh,
base it off of when you were born.
that's right. Okay. Thank you so much, Bernadette, for that question. Now, we have another question coming from Elver. What does it mean to be a modern Filipina? Hmm.
Whenever I hear about modern Filipina, I always think of Gabriela Silang. Of course, Filipinas. Um, most of the time, people think that we're mainhin, and I
Mm-mm.
think that Gabriela Silang is a great epitome of what a modern
Mm-mm.
Filipina is. She's
That's right.
strong. She's not just the
Mm-hmm.
typical na mahinhin na Filipina. She's really such a pride.
Mm-mm. So it's still Gabriela Silang.
Yes. Yes, though she's very though she's a historical character na.
That's
Still
right.
Gabriela. Yes.
Mm-mm. All right, thank you so much, Elver. We have a question from Atlumerexi. Okay, what can you see about the teenage? What can you see, or what can you say, perhaps? What can you say about the teenage pregnancy today? Yeah, because teenage pregnancy, as of 2020. So there's no statistics yet for 2021. As of 2020, there was actually a significant increase on teenage pregnancy. So that must be the question. It's all about what can you say about it?
I think that this is a really important topic to tackle,
Mm-mm,
especially since it's very prominent nowadays.
mm-mm,
I think that with teenage pregnancy comes the importance po talaga
mm-mm,
of sex education.
mm-mm,
I remember we learned about it in school, and I was just really grateful that we had adults guiding us through this entire thing. Of
mm-mm,
course, um, the Philippines being a Catholic country, syempre they're gonna
mm-mm,
promote abstinence. But
mm-mm,
if we're being really honest, if we're being really honest, that's kind of a hard thing to control,
mm-mm,
especially since you're a teenager and a lot of hormones are raging, and
mm-mm,
it's really hard to control yourself. But I think that with sex education, you get to learn the things that you have to do to practice safe intercourse, and I think
mm.
that that's really important.
All right. So thank you so much for that, at Loomer. And perhaps sex education could not only be taught in school, but first and foremost, it should be taught at home as
At
well.
home, yes, I
Yeah.
think that it's very important that as
Mm-mm.
many adults would
Mm-mm.
guide you through this.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Because the more that the teenager, or the more that we are keeping um, sex education amongst adults, or like we treat it as a taboo, definitely
It would
teenagers would
only, yes,
always encourage them to discover it among themselves. So let's
Which
just
is a more complicated thing.
exactly. And yeah, perhaps we just have to teach them at home as well the advantages and the disadvantages of it, especially the disadvantages because they are teenagers. So highlighting those things would definitely help them perhaps to to reflect on their actions, to discern on their actions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much for that, at Loomer. Oh, there's another question from him, from at Loomer. If you were to kill one person just to save the life of your mother, who would it be and why?
It's a very hard question.
napaka napaka-violent nito.
I'm reading the question. I was really trying to think about what I could say, but I know that I'm knowing my mom. I don't think she would rather that I risk another person's life if it
Mhm,
means,
mhm.
if it means that it would save her. So I think she'd rather that I that I kill her than another person. Napaka-violent ng phrasing.
At saka ano, at saka with a question, no, why would you kill someone if that someone wouldn't do anything to you, 'di ba?
Yes. I mean,
So,
I think that I'm sure that you were expecting that I'd say someone na I hate,
who would you
but
save perhaps? Who would you save perhaps instead of killing,
I
'di
would
ba?
save the person that I don't know because, of course, my mom, I know her. And I know that she wouldn't want me to risk another person's life just to save hers. And, I don't know that person a lot. She could be a mother to another child. He could be a father. I don't want to take another person's life away like that.
Wow, 'di ba napaka-self-giving, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi nga
Ni
yeah,
mommy kasi.
you are sacrificing yourself of
Mhm.
losing a mother for someone, 'di ba? Who could perhaps lose a mother as well, 'di ba?
I think she
Wow.
would want me to do the same thing naman.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, may nag-react, oh. Yes, sex education starts at home and should be supplemented in school to teach our youth about responsible sex. Aside from teenage pregnancy, sexually transmissible infections may be prevented. Go Nadine. Thank you so much, Marian Aurelio Queck. I think he's a doctor. Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much po, Doctor, if you are. Thank you so much po, Sir Marian na lang. Ayan. Ayun, wag namang violent questions, ha? Ayan. Anyways, thank you so much at Loomer. Remulta. Ewan ko, Remulta ata pangalan niya. Okay, anyways, what would you do if you found out your significant other had a homosexual relationship in the past?
I think that this would be easy for me. I would be accepting of it, because if my significant other was still attracted to that certain gender, then I don't
Mhm,
think they would be dating me.
mhm,
I think that they would be dating someone of that gender. So
mhm,
I don't think I'd be someone who could question that unless that they're very sure of it. So yeah, I'd just respect it and I'd leave it alone and I'd move on with the relationship and try to make it work.
mhm, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you because that's already the past, 'di
Yes.
ba? And what makes it complicated lang is when they are still in a relationship while you are in a relationship as well,
Yes.
'di
Which is
ba?
of course something I wouldn't tolerate naman.
Of course, 'di ba? Yun ang hindi mo to tolerate, Joey. Alright? Thank you so much. Like ikaw, Joey, kapag ka meron ka ng um, past experience, okay lang sa akin. Charot.
Ah,
Charot lang. Now we have another question from Elver and B. And Well, if you have a chance to discuss a social issue with the world leaders naman to ha. So what social issue would it be? I love how witty she is. Yeah.
You know, I think that as a beauty queen, we have to be a voice for every social issue. But if
Mm-mm,
I were to focus on one particular thing, I want to present myself as an ally for the LGBTQ community. Of course, living with a gay family and being raised by two men, I've
mm-mm,
lived with this my whole life. So I think
mm-mm,
that I'd be a better advocate of it. And
mm-mm,
although it is a very um, ignored issue in the country, I think, especially considering that there are a lot of LGBTQ plus community members in our
mm-mm,
country. I think that it still is something that should be tackled simply because there are still people on the conservative side that aren't very welcoming to this community. And it is
mm-mm,
understandable because, of course, our country is built on Catholic ideologies that, we inherited from the Spaniards. And, with these Catholic teachings, that then comes the unwelcoming part of it all. But of course, um, with this being said, I wish to tackle the issue in a way that I also wouldn't offend anyone on the conservative side. So I think that
mm-mm.
that's one social issue that I would want to bring to the table if ever I'd be given a chance.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much, Elver, for the question. I would like to draw
Mm-hmm.
from that topic, no? Because yeah, in the Philippines now they LGBT is pushing for the Soji bill, right? To
Yeah.
become a law. All right. So what if passing this Soji bill uh you know would allow us to recognize other sex. Would that be fine with you? Like we already have male and female genders, and then eventually we'll come up with a third gender. Would that be fine with you?
Again, being an ally of this community, I don't think I would have a problem with it. I
Mm-mm,
think I'd be more supportive of it even. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's the simple answer for it all.
Ayun. Ay, naku, Lord. Ayun. So, thank you so much for that again, Elver. Um, Another question from Carl Tapales. What word or content represents for you the meaning of life and why?
I think the word or content that represents for me the meaning of life is fulfillment. Everyone is working towards a goal, and of course, it's to get to where they want to be in the future, and to just go to bed and sleep and think that they're satisfied with how they live their life. And I
Mm-mm,
think that that's what life is for me, to be able to get to that point where you're fulfilled, where you're satisfied with everything you've done,
mm-mm.
where you have no regrets. Yeah,
Yeah. And that equates to
that equates.
success, right?
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
and to life, of course, because I don't think
mm-mm,
that anyone is living to fail. You
mm-mm,
know,
mm-mm.
I think
That's
that
right.
everyone is living naman to succeed.
Mm-mm. Pero kasi 'di ba, when we don't feel fulfilled or contented with what we have achieved, there's always this longing to, you know, um get more. So parang wala pang success doon, 'di ba?
Hmm.
Unless you get you feel contented with everything what you have, definitely you could consider that as success already.
I
Mm-mm.
don't necessarily think there's anything wrong naman with
Mm-mm.
not feeling fulfilled with what you've achieved,
Yes.
because it means that this isn't enough for you, and I
Mm-mm.
don't think that anyone should settle for good enough, because when you
That's
say
right.
good enough, it's not enough. So of
Mm,
course you're gonna have to work hard until you feel like you're finally satisfied, and I think that
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
mean, of
so
course, unless you start getting greedy.
huh? What?
Unless you start getting greedy with it.
yung
Mm-hmm.
when you feel contented kasi na, oh, okay na ako. Oh, okay, I'm good with this. So, it's
Mm-hmm.
not that you are not longing for something na, parang wala ka nang kailangan sa buhay. Of course, there's always
Mm-hmm.
something that you would really want to have ganyan. But the point of being contented in life, ganyan, that's definitely a success.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Okay, so a, a question from Elver once again. Love na love ka ni Elver. Does a
Thank you
woman
so much.
sacrifice more than a man?
Not to offend any man out there, but of course, I think that women sacrifice more than men, especially considering that, in today's society, not only are we obliged to work to make a living, but we're also obliged to create life. And I think that that's a very heavy thing for us women to carry on also.
Mm-mm. And well, something that we have to consider is the length or the period of they are carrying the baby in their womb, which men cannot definitely do.
And not to
So
mention the monthly crisis that we that we experience. I think that
yes,
that's
not to,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
not to
something
men
worth mentioning.
exactly. But considering that 9 months of carrying the baby, diba, definitely
Yes,
that's worth sacrificing. And not only just carrying, but they are taking care of it, of the baby. Kung minsan pa nga yung mga tatay ang nambubugbog, di ba?
ang sensitive nung topic. Nagulat ako.
Ay, naku. Di ba? Anyways, ganun talaga. Ganun. Mga violent. Ganun. Sinimulan kasi ang violent. Ganun. Anyways, how can men empower women in male-dominated industry, according to Carl?
I think that, of course, the number one thing that men can do to empower women in male dominated industry is to eradicate the gender stereotypes. Because in
Mm-mm,
today's society, women can do what men can too. It's just the
mm-mm,
problem is that, when looking at it in the sense now workforce, we still earn less than men. And
mm-mm,
I read a couple of reasons as to why this is, and I remember reading that it's also because of the gender stereotypes that are being
mm-mm.
held on to us women, and I think that that's one thing that could definitely help.
Diba?
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Carl, once again. And from Bernadette Simon Jacinto, what's your favorite question and answer throw in a beauty pageant?
I think that the number one question and answer that was
Mm.
ever mentioned in a beauty pageant, just because I found it very intriguing, was the very controversial question of Tito Boy in Binibini Pilipinas.
Recently.
Yes,
Mhm,
but I would never wish to answer that in under 30 seconds. It's
mhm,
a very hard and confusing question.
mhm.
But
What if
I
they
feel
would
like now
ask
that I
in here?
mentioned it, they're gonna answer.
Because every night they would ask that.
They would.
Hmm.
It's good that I already mentioned it. Para prepared na ako once it comes.
If you can change any one of your physical characteristics, what would it be and why? Question from Sheena, Lay, or Olarte.
Thank you so much for that question. Over the course of my life, I've always focused on, the flaws that I see in my body. And, it's really hard to feel satisfied with how you look. But I think, as of the moment, I don't think I would change any particular physical characteristic of myself. I think I'm satisfied with how I look.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
'Di ba? Kailangan lang talaga masatisfied to bring out the best in you.
Yes. I think that
Mm.
all it really takes is confidence.
Mm. Kasi if you feel satisfied talaga, tataas din yung self-esteem mo eh.
Yes po.
Mm. Ayun. Hmm. All right, there you go. Another question from Bernadette. What would you choose, to be famous or powerful?
I think I'd rather choose to be powerful because there are going to be more things that you can do. Of course, with fame, you can influence other people, but to be powerful, you can do a lot more than just influence. You can
Mm-mm,
act. You can act on things that you want is done, and I think
mm-mm,
that that was some. I think that that would be something that I would prefer.
mm-mm. Okay. Thank you, Bernadette.
Thank
Now
you.
we another from Carlta Palace. Why should men choose Pinay?
Oh.
Why not? Di ba?
I think that Pinay women are, the most loving. And of
Mhm,
course, aside from the cooking, I think that
and
Pinay women,
caring. Yan.
yes, Pinay women are the most loving and nurturing mothers.
Mhm.
And of course, that's if you're looking for something long term. I think Pinay women are especially good for that.
Absolutely. Yan. So proud to be Pinay.
Yes, very proud to be very proud to be Pinay.
All right, congratulations kababayan, you made it to the top 75. So happy for you. Worth it lahat ng boto ko. Support Queen Laban. All right? From
Thank you
Bry,
so much.
Australia. All right. Thank you so much po. And from Elver Andy. If you had a remote control for men, what would be your first command?
I think that that's a very fun question. I think the first command that I would ever impose is that is for men to follow the women who ano naman, to follow the women naman who are in their lives, of
Mhm.
course, because it's a common thing uh that we had since
Mhm.
ever since time immemorial began. I think
Mhm.
that women were always told to follow the commands of men, and I think
Mhm.
that that's something that I would want to change naman. I mean, syempre equality. But of
Mm-mm.
course, for a day, I'd want to see that. I think it'd be entertaining.
Like follow all the utos, ganyan.
Yeah. Of the women in their lives. Para
Mm-mm.
I don't solo
Mm-mm.
naman the power.
Diba? Iba rin. Okay, so oh, we have a message from Bernadette. Congratulations or congrats, good luck to your sweet, calm, and smart. To you, you're so sweet and but mali-mali ang basa ko. Good luck to you. You're so sweet, calm, and smart. Sabi pala niya. Yan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm. Yes, thank you po. Laika Rementilia Red. Go, Miss Marinduque. Parang ako yung sinabihan ng ano, no, sweet, calm, and smart. Parang pa-thank you din. Charot. Ayan. So, question from Sheena. If you're going to write a song about your experience during your MUP journey, what will you call it and why? Taray, malakatriyo ng tanong. Mm.
I think um, I'd call it unexpected. Just
Mm-mm.
that mere word would be the
Mm-hmm.
title of it. Because again, I wasn't very certain of joining Miss Universe Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
but
Due to
everything.
height requirement.
Oh, and not just that, but also
Mm-mm.
in the beginning, I would have to admit I was very intimidated by the
Mm-mm.
girls who were gonna join. Of course,
Mm-mm.
the rumored applicants already had me
Mm-mm.
frazzled, and from then I didn't know if I even had a fighting chance. But of course,
Mm-mm.
if I was gonna keep with the defeatist attitude, I wouldn't really
Mm-mm.
get anywhere in life.
Ah,
So I
that's
had
right.
to give myself a chance, and I had to think that I deserve, that I belong there. I belong in this
Mm-mm.
competition. And
Mm-mm.
so, everything since then was very unexpected. Of course, being a part of the top 75 to me is still very surreal, and I'm still
Mm-mm.
very grateful.
Absolutely, di ba?
Yeah.
So, anything could definitely happen when you pray for it, di ba? Mhm. In today's world, is humanity headed in the right or wrong direction?
I personally think that that's a very subjective or objective
Mm-hmm.
question. I think that everyone would have a different answer to this question. For me, I think that humanity is headed towards the right direction simply because we keep progressing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're creating new technology, and
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic being a great example of this, we've
Mm-hmm.
learned to adapt, to
Mm-hmm.
current times instead of us just feeling defeated that, oh, it's a pandemic, we can't really interact like before. We
Mm-hmm.
adapted, and I think that because of that, humanity is headed towards the right direction, and it will continue doing that.
Yeah, that's actually good in humanity, that we can easily adapt to what the
Yes,
environment or to what the nature is giving us.
and we don't ever stop evolving and progressing from where we are, which I think is a very
Exactly.
admirable thing about us.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay, thank you so much, Carl. And a question from Bryce Australia. Define confidently beautiful.
I think to put it simply, confidently beautiful is someone who doesn't necessarily need anyone else to tell them that they are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
that, regardless of the bashing, regardless of people telling them otherwise, they still think
Mm-hmm.
they are. And I think that that's something that, especially for us women, it's something that's very hard to attain. But once you're there, it's something so beautiful that, of course, it's a dream. And I think that that's what confidently beautiful is.
Yes, perfect. So, wow, Carl Tapales, ganda niyo po. Sabi niya, ay, nagiging lalaki na si Carl.
Thank you. Thank you so much for.
Ayun. God bless you, Idol Simone Nadine Bornilla. We're so proud of you watching here from Torrijos. Is that right?
Yes,
Torrijos,
Ricos.
Marinduque. Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
Laika.
you. Thank you so much.
Please follow and like our page. Joke. Anyways, question from Sheena once again. Love na love ka ni Sheena. Ayan. Which is more important? One moment. Excuse me. And which is more important? The outcome result of your advocacy or the existing awareness of your advocacy?
I think both are equally just as important as the other. But of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'd love to see the outcome or the result of my advocacy because that's what I'm working towards. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that once I finally get the um, the result that I want,
Mm-hmm.
I'd finally be fulfilled, and I think that I'd accomplished with what I was trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's definitely correct. No, this is basically the reason why you are working for something, not
Yes.
to yeah, not just working for something without any result. So how can you
Hmm.
definite? So um how can you weigh or somehow what's the term again? I forgot the term. How can you weigh basically your achievements, your fulfillment on what you are working on,
And
diba?
to simply put it, I want to see all my hard work put into fruition now. I want to
Mm-mm.
see that everything that I've been putting my work on is actually doing something. And that's why I
Mm-mm.
think that the outcome and the result is more important for me.
That's right. Hmm. Who you're so pretty at this. I mean, yes, she is very pretty.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Mm-mm.
so much.
And I do as well. Joke. Good luck po, beautiful Simon. Proud po kami mga Marindo Kenya. So do you still have any questions, guys? If you have no more questions, guys, then we're going for a break, and we'll definitely return for to talk more about her advocacy. All right. So we'll definitely return, guys, after this short break. All right, we are back once again. So, just like we have promised a while ago, so we're talking more of her advocacy. Now, Nadine, we noticed a while ago that you already gave us a glimpse of your advocacy. Hi. I know Nadine from CSA. She's very innocent and kind. Hi, Sir Joshua Esquivel. I met her when I joined an organization in CSA, Augustinian Singers. You will be surprised how talented and welcoming she is. You will actually be impressed though that the way she answers the questions in the interview will also result to the same answers in real life. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
po.
Joshua. Thank you.
Akala ko para sa akin yun. Just kidding. Ay, may gumapol na tanong. Ano ba yan? Uh, Sige, let's give a chance for this. If you were given a chance to do one special thing during this pandemic, what would it be and why?
I think that one special thing that I wish to do in this pandemic, which I actually already did, I helped out my parents when they were doing this COVID testing
Mm-hmm.
in with in a company, and I think that that experience alone was very fulfilling for me, and I felt as though I was helping people. I think that that's
Mm.
one simple answer for it.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. So, just like what we have promised a while back, we are going to talk more of her advocacy. And Nadine actually gave us already a glimpse of her advocacy. However, we would like to know more about it, Nadine. So, can you tell us more about it?
So again, for this year's Miss Universe Philippines, I actually want to stand as an ally for the LGBTQ community,
Mm-hmm.
considering that the problems are still present there, though
Mm-hmm.
it isn't a very loud topic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that it's also going to be very complicated for me, considering that we are in a Catholic country, and
Mm-hmm.
I really don't ever wish to offend anyone on the conservative side. I don't want to go against our religious beliefs
Mm-hmm.
because yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned as well a while back, Nadine, that you are being raised by gay people, right? So,
Yes.
how was it? How was being raised by by the gay people, and how was being accepted by by the people that surrounds you as well?
It's a very common misconception that just because
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by gay men,
Mm-hmm.
that I grew up differently. But I think that, over the course of my life, I think I grew up just as how my peers did. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was just a bit more advantageous for me because it's as though I had two sets of parents, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that that entire thing was just really fun for me. Regarding feeling accepted, I think that I'd have to commend my high school. Really, they
Mm-hmm.
were really accepting of my family, even considering that they're a Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
They were very welcoming of us.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike, I don't really want to mention the
Mm-hmm.
specific school, but I think there was a point in time where we actually, um, where I tried to enroll to this
Mm-hmm.
international Catholic school, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't accept me merely because, my family is unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
My family was that I belonged in a gay family. I
Mm-hmm.
think they just didn't really want to associate themselves with that, considering that they
Mm-hmm.
are an international Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess that when that happened, the entire family was just disheartened. And
Mm-hmm.
though we wanted to press legal actions towards it, I think it was just too late for us. I think we thought about it like way too late. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Whew. How sad to hear about those
Yes, that's why I hold this
institutions, no?
advocacy very
Mhm.
close to my heart.
Very dear.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely understand that because I also, anyways, I just wanna, uh, I just feel or somehow I would just say, where should I stand? I think I'm just I just want to say sorry for you. I just want to say sorry in behalf of the Catholic school, who rejected you, or in behalf of the school that rejected you, rather. Yeah, it should not be that way. As it shouldn't be that way, as much as I know, because Catholic schools or sectarian schools should be very welcoming, regardless of the family situation. But um, yeah, it is true that this is basically happening, and even those students with separated parents are being rejected as well. So I'm really hoping that everyone, or the sectarian school, should also listen to the signs of the times, especially that we have a pope who is very welcoming as well to everyone. So I'm really hoping that um, they would eventually change their rules, because definitely this is all about their rules. So I don't think that it is about how they it is not about they don't want to associate with the LGBT. But of course, I truly believe that it's just the rules, the old traditional rules that they are following. So I'm really hoping that eventually it will change.
And
I'm
I
really
think that
sorry.
through that entire experience, I just what blossomed was my appreciation for my alma mater, Colegio San Agustin Makati. Because
Mhm,
considering that I was trying to apply into an international school, their
mhm,
classes start in August, and
mhm.
the CSA, their classes start June or July, which means
Yes.
that I was really late. Which means that I
Mhm,
was really late, and regardless of that, when I applied to CSA, considering
mhm,
that I was rejected to the prior school, they
mhm.
still accepted me as their student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kaya lang mahal sa CSH.
Yes. Very.
Pang Chris Aquino lang, di ba? Pang Chris Aquino Heart Evangelista yun, di ba?
Mga Bella Padilla.
Yeah. Ayan. So, yeah, I think it was just needed on my end to say sorry for what really had happened. Ayun, let's continue.
I felt that you were getting a bit emotional na nga po. Yung guilty ako.
Yes, I am, because
Mhm.
I'm really very much attached with the religious organization or religious sector. So that is why I'm really very emotional whenever I or affected in general whenever I hear things like this, because, well, in my case, I've never experienced being rejected in whatever school I wanted to enroll, even in even in Catholic schools. I was never rejected. So hearing it from you, that's really, you know um it's painful on
Mhm.
my end. Yeah, I don't know how it felt, but definitely it's very painful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. So, being raised by gay men, no, what makes it different? What makes it different now? Uh, but before I ask that, pala, have you ever also experienced being raised by an opposite sex, by men and woman?
I think I was when I was 1 year old, and then after
Uh-huh.
that, my mom decided to move to Dubai.
Uh-huh.
And ever since then, she stayed there. She worked, and she met another Pinoy, and
Mm.
they started their own family. And my dad, he met, my stepfather, my current stepfather, and they raised me when I was 5. Um,
Uh,
in the middle of that, when I was 1, I actually lived
uh,
with my grandmother and my grandfather in
Mm-mm,
Bicol. So yeah,
mm-mm,
it was a bit of a blur.
mm.
But you know,
But at 1 year old, you definitely don't have much
I
experience
don't.
yet.
Yes,
So yeah, all right. So so now we know where this where your advocacy is definitely rooted from, no? So we definitely hope that, personally, I'm really hoping that this will definitely succeed, and hopefully there will be enlightenment for everyone, especially for our lawmakers as well. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing your life to us. Oh my god, this is very
it's
sensitive
really my
actually.
pleasure, po.
This is really very sensitive. You know what, I was actually trying to avoid this, but since you've already opened it up yourself, so yeah, thank you so much for
Mhm.
that. Mhm. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadine, for opening up your life to us. Anyways, I just wanted to ask as well, since they've been together, no? Are you also looking forward to legalize same-sex marriage in the Philippines?
Yes, it's something that I've actually been looking forward to for so long already. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're practically married, just without, just not legally. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's something that the entire family is really, really hoping for.
Or perhaps we call it same-sex union instead of same-sex
Yes.
marriage. Mm-mm. Because yeah, marriage is just really very sacred that we cannot we cannot just adopt it into civil law. So
Mm-hmm.
I just really hope that same-sex union will definitely be legalized in the Philippines, because it's just the same um protection. It's just the same principle that definitely we are looking for in a married couple. So protection for same-sex couple will definitely be granted in same-sex union. No?
Yes.
Mm-mm. So thank you so much po pala. Thank you so much, Sir Manix and Sir Jomel. All right. So, just like what I have told you earlier, we're going to do some exercises in here.
Oh, I was really scared
Okay.
of this.
No, this is just very simple
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So you don't have to feel very nervous about it. Okay, so here we go. Mhm. Can you see it on your end?
Yes, I can see it on my end.
Okay, so this is definite. These are mystery box actually. So we have 6 boxes in here. On each box, on each box, there is a corresponding word or words that you can make a comment on, or you can give a reaction, or somehow share your opinion on a particular word or group of words. It could also be in a form of fast talk, like Tito Boy lang. Na?
Okay. Okay.
So perhaps I would just ask you to just choose three.
Okay. I choose
Mm-hmm.
three.
Which one? Which one would you like to pick first?
Oh, I thought you meant you wanted me to pick number three.
No, no, no. 3 boxes. I mean, three
Okay.
boxes. Mhm.
I picked number four.
Number 4. Textbooks or ebooks?
Well, if I'd have to give a more honest answer, I think
Mm-hmm.
that I preferred ebooks than textbooks, just because you know, it's putting everything into just one simple component, into
Mm-hmm.
just one simple device. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's less taxing. It's less, yeah, it's less taxing for not just the students but also for the makers of these textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think I prefer ebooks than textbooks.
Kaloka tong si Lyndon Johnson, May crush na naman siya. Congrats po sa crush po si Nayla.
Ah,
Si
yes.
Neila sa Miss
Miss
Earth
Philippine
yun.
Earth. Yes,
Oo.
po.
Ayun. Congratulations, Neila. Tapos na kami nag-usap kanina. Watching from Luzon. Hi, Mark Xiao. Ayan. Thank you so much again, Mark Xiao, for watching. Ayun. Hello po, ma'am, sabi ni Lindon. Anyway, textbook. So, you're for ebooks, no?
Yes, just because it's a more convenient way to go
Mm-mm.
about learning.
Mm-mm. Hmm. Ako kasi sa textbooks pa rin eh. Mas traditional.
Mm-hmm. And that's understandable naman po.
Mm. Eh, mas convenient lang kasi yung ano, yung e-books, 'di ba?
Yes.
Mm.
It's
You can bring
lighter
it
to read.
anywhere and yeah, it's lighter ganyan. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on. What's your next your second pick?
I picked number two.
Number 2. Are you sure?
Should I be scared that I picked number two?
All right. So, here we go. Island or mainland?
I feel like I'm more of an island girl, just because I love. I mean, considering that we're in the Philippines, we live in a country that's where islands are very um, prominent. I think that
Yes, that's
because
right.
I am exposed to the beauty of our islands, I'd
Mm-mm.
prefer an island.
Yeah. Iba rin kasi kapag ka nasa island eh.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Next question. Ay, next question daw. Next pick. Last pick mo na.
Okay. I picked number one.
Number 1. Same-sex marriage.
I mean, I think we already spoke about it, but I'm all for same-sex marriage, as I
Mm-mm.
said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I think we've already talked about this anyway. So no need to further explain our points, our opinions on this.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do you
So
want me
thank you.
to pick another box since we since we already discussed number one?
Are you sure? Sige.
I feel
Sige,
like I'm
last
up for it
one.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I picked number five.
Number 5. Annulment or divorce?
I I think that I think that though I know that it is a very sensitive topic, considering that
Mm-hmm.
again we live in a Catholic country, and
Mm-hmm.
we and the church, this is
Mm-hmm.
something that they frown upon because
Mm-hmm.
marriage should be something that is treated. Marriage is something sacred, and
Mm-hmm.
when you enter into this matrimony, you have to be sure that this person is the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the trials and tribulations that you will be experiencing later on in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But though this may be, I think that I am for the legalization of divorce simply because I don't think that it is right for you to force yourself to stay into a marriage where you don't feel loved anymore. Or, sometimes there are various reasons why
Mm-hmm.
people get divorced. It's not just because they don't want to be in that relationship anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, there are very urgent cases where this is actually really needed.
Mm-hmm.
Where, of course, warning, of course, with any abusive relationship, you could easily cut yourself off from it. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to stay in that marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, there's actually a misconception on divorce, which is the reason why they are pushing to legalize divorce in the Philippines. Um, well, if I would like to, if I would just share my opinion on this, annulment is definite is actually um, legal or legalized, is actually accepted as well in the church. So
Hmm.
it's just that when you get annulled in when you get an annulment, it needs um, the cooperation of both parties to make it work fast, or to settle it fast. So if one party doesn't really want to cooperate, definitely it will take long. However, the difference of annulment and divorce is far, it's actually too far. Just like when you are when you are applying for annulment, this means that your marriage should this means that there was no marriage that ever
At
happened
all.
once
Yes.
it's annulled from it from its definition nullification. Where in divorce, divorce is defined as or defines as dissolution of marriage. So meaning it was not really nullified, it was not invalidated, or it is not invalidated. So meaning there is still marriage in that separation. So it is
Mm-hmm.
just like legal separation in the Philippines. However, in the Philippines, when you are legally separated, you cannot remarry. Now, in divorce, it allows you to remarry,
Amen.
but there is still marriage after divorce. So, um, in a simple way, I am looking at divorce as an opportunity to become polygamous. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why, ayon. So I'm not really for divorce. Mhm.
Ah, okay, fine.
No, kasi if you really want to go to get annulled, so I to get separated, then do it in annulment instead of, 'di ba? Unless you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, to remarry anymore. If you have no plans to remarry anymore, then go for legal separation. That you cannot live together in one roof.
I
Yon.
guess I guess the reason why I'm also for divorce po kasi
Mm-mm.
is because after you get out of your marriage, it gives you another chance to love again or to be attached to
Yeah.
someone or to
Mm-hmm.
be involved in that sacred matrimony with them.
Yes.
Yes, and I
Yes,
think
yun na
that
nga eh. Mm.
mhm. And I
Mm-mm.
think that
You,
people should be given as many times as they want to love. Just so long as,
mm-hmm.
of course, it gives people a chance to
Mm-hmm.
think, to dilly dally with marriage. I understood your
Mm-mm.
point there. But
Mm-mm.
I just think that it's very sad that once you get separated, you don't have a chance to ever get into another marriage with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
When,
So go for annulment.
yeah.
So apply for annulment. So yon. Ayun. Pinilit talaga eh. Joke lang. Joke lang. Ayun. Thank you so much for playing with me, Nadine. All right. So thank you so much as well for this opportunity, and we are very much great. I am very much grateful and honored for having you on our episode on our session for tonight. You definitely graced um, our session for tonight. So if you have anyone to give a message, then definitely this is the time for you to, to acknowledge them and paiyakin mo sila. Joke. And you may also promote your um, projects, your advocacy, and your business.
Okay, so I would just like to begin with, just as recent as it is. I want to thank everyone for, of course, helping me get to top 75. I don't think I would have done it without all of you. And I hope that you all keep supporting me until we get to 50, until 30. And I promise that I will put in just as much hard work as I've been putting in. You know, I'm really grateful for everyone's support, especially the Marinduqueños who've been supporting me. Especially considering that, I remember from Miss Monica, she said that Marinduqueños are very picky with the candidates that are representing them because they want someone who knows Marinduque inside out.
Mm-mm,
And because I don't live there, it's a
mm-mm,
very trying thing for me. But I'm really overwhelmed with how much support I've been getting from the citizens, from the locals of Marinduque. So I'm just
mm-mm,
really grateful. And I think that that's it naman na. I hope that in the more challenges to come that you keep supporting me and
Mm-mm.
I'll help. I'll give us the crown. I'll win us the crown. I'll try my
Mm-mm.
best.
Absolutely, you can definitely win the crown.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
Mm-mm.
much, Tito.
You're welcome. So, what about your business? You can definitely promote your business.
Oh, I mean, I'm not currently working right now, but
Mm-mm.
as my summer job, I actually worked as the supervisor for the dispatch unit of our family's clinic. It's called House
Mm-mm.
Call MD Philippines, and most of what we do is teleconsultation and
Mm-mm.
COVID testing. But the
Mm-mm.
difference is that we go to our patients rather than having our patients go to us. But
Mm-mm.
if they prefer it, the other way around, that they come to us, we still have a clinic in Makati. So I
Mm-mm.
would just like to promote that, especially nowadays that we're in a pandemic. It's very
Mm-mm.
important.
Yes. And your social media platforms.
Oh yes, of course, follow me on my Instagram, Simone Bornilla, and on my Facebook, Simone Nadine Bornilla. I think
Mm.
that's all so far.
All right. So, walang TikTok.
Ay, wala po. I don't have the confidence for that yet.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nadine. And by the way, our session does not end there because we also have someone at the backstage who wants to, or there are actually people at the backstage who want to send you their words of encouragement. Okay,
I'm
are you
very
ready?
excited for this. Yes, po.
Okay, here we go. VTR play.
Hi, baby! Surprise! So, Pageant Mag asked us to do this video. Just want to let you know that we are very, very proud of you. We support you all the way, 101% in your Miss Universe Philippines journey. We believe that you can make a difference. Use this platform to express yourself and always remember that you are
Huh?
unique and that we
Huh? Nangyari?
love you. Good luck. And again, we will always be here supporting you.
Ay, anong nangyari? Ba't nagaganyan ng ano? Ba't nagaganyan siya?
It's okay po. I think I understood
With that
naman.
being said,
Oh,
Oh, dali. Hindi, parang may mali eh.
thank you so much, Pageant Mag, for giving Nadine this platform. We are
Parang may mali sa internet namin.
very grateful and will be forever indebted to you. Thank you so much, and
Naglalag siya. Wala naman siyang lag dito. Ulitin nga natin.
please remember we love you, Nadine, and we will support you all.
Alright, enjoy! Bye!
Bye!
wow, so sweet po.
Ayun. Ayun! Ah, ewan ko kung ano nangyari. Siguro ano nang dahil sa pag-upload ko kanina.
I'll just ask
Pero,
them na lang later.
I can
But
send
I
you
think
the
I
ano,
understood. I think I
I can
understood
send
naman
you
po
the copy of
majority.
that anyway.
Thank you. Thank you so much po,
Mm-mm.
Tito Francois.
You're welcome. And yeah, thank you so much as well. Thank you once again to Sir Manix and Sir Jamel for um tawag dito, for allowing me to for giving me this opportunity pala. So thank you as well to all our viewers. Thank you to you for sparing time with me tonight. Yeah, and I'm really honored and very grateful to have you tonight. So thank you so much. Thank you as well to Miss Universe Philippines organization, for allowing Nadine to guest on our live session for tonight. Thank you so much talaga.
It's
Okay,
really
so
my pleasure po to be here. I actually want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to guest in Pageant Mag. Without you, I wouldn't have had an opportunity to tell more people of
Mm-hmm.
my purpose of being a candidate, and I'm just really grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. And of course, still, we are very much honored as well because not everyone could definitely get an opportunity to interview as well, depending on depending on the approval of Miss Universe Philippines. Ah! anyways, anyways, thank you so much to all our viewers. Tomorrow night we will have another Miss Universe Philippines guest, but in the afternoon we have Maureen Montaigne as well as our guest at 3 p.m. So please do guys join us tomorrow night and tomorrow afternoon and at night as well at 8 p.m. So I hope to see you once again, guys. And Nadine, good luck to you. Um,
Thank you so much
yeah,
po.
you're welcome. And we wish you all the best on your journey at Miss Universe Philippines 2021. All right. So good luck to you once again. And to all our viewers, if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe on our YouTube channel and click the bell notification. And also follow and like our Facebook page for more pageant updates. All right, so thank you guys. See you tomorrow night. God bless you all and good night.
Bye, everyone. Thank